Hello, hello, and good evening, good morning, whenever you will be viewing this stream. Sam Tolbert, Sound of Joy Music Services, and those who have been keeping up with me since 2006. You know, I am the YouTuber who creates music lessons and selections for our church musician community. I believe this month of October 2022 has been my busiest month yet doing lessons. I think I am up to 45 separate lessons this month, dealing with what I call the Gospel Chord series. And I'm trying to establish a time when I could do what I call viewer request nights, where I'll take requests from those who actually view my channel and show them the process of how I tear a song apart, either knowing it for the first time or going from memory. As I've often said, I don't know every song out there, but if I can hear it, I can learn any gospel related or inspirational song ever created using the concept of scales, melody, chord patterns, or chord phrasing to basically deconstruct the song as I hear it and then put it into a format where I can learn it and then present it as a generic lesson for the requester. So for tonight, we have a request from one of our viewers. She has requested many videos. She wanted me to do, I want to make sure that I quote it correctly, for every mountain. Um, and that's in the key. She wanted it in the key of E flat. It's normally played in the key of F, so I do know it very well in F. But I want to show you my process of actually uh, transposing the song from F into E flat and creating a generic chord based lesson so that she may be able to uh, add this song to her repertoire. I'm watching many monitors. I want to make sure that my sound is going over okay and it looks good there. And then I am monitoring my stream to make sure that it hasn't gone down. So if you see me moving my head around a lot, because I've got three monitors that I'm actually watching. Well, don't have anyone in here yet, but we'll be looking for some to come in. As I say, if you want to chat with me, I will stop what I'm doing and answer any questions. Uh, you will not disturb me. As you can see, I put out 45 video lessons just this month alone. So, it's been music all month, and this is no different. You'll watch me find the chords that are. I often say generic. Am I doing exactly what the album is doing? No, but what musician who wasn't on the album does exactly what the album is doing? But I'll come as close as I possibly can to sound like the album. Just verifying I don't miss anyone. For those who do come in on the YouTube stream, let me know that you're here and where you're from. We have many viewers that around the world, as far away as Romania, Australia. I'm trying to think what was the furthest route, furthest distance we've had. Of course, those from Brazil, and of course the United States, where I am. Well, let's get into this. For every mountain, let's change our scene. This is our video lesson scene. There we go. Make sure that I'm in the picture and I'm watching the chat. How are you doing, Yvette? Thanks for coming in. Feel free to ask any questions. I don't know if you caught my opening. This is the night that I work on requests from my viewers who want me to teach them or to instruct them. I used to say teach, but I'm not a music teacher by trade, but I am an instructor from a point that I can learn gospel songs, whatever I can hear, I can learn it, and using the magic and the technology of software, create an actual lesson mimicking or duplicating the song as close to the album as I possibly can without actually being there. So, for every mountain, it's in the key of F, but the request from one of my viewers was to put it in the key of E flat. I'll put on my headphones so I can hear the piano. As I said, if you see me dipping my head down, I'm watching to see who may come in. So, because I'm very familiar with the key, I always start every lesson with a scale. If we're going to be in E flat, not just one hand, but both hands. Now, for every mountain is, I'm going to say it's a classical jazz gospel song. All elements of all three are in it. So I know it starts off in a minor. That's the actual opening lead. So now that's in the scale, but because it has that classical tone, and that's my first time ever playing that melody in the key of E flat, but because my ear is relative pitch, which means I can hear where the note should fall within that scale. That's why I say practice your scales so that you can hear those changes. There it is. So I'm finding the chords that are not that I'm not comfortable with playing yet, but I've got the melody. I've got the opening down for. I've got so much to. There's my classical sound. So you're opening for the lead, and make sure that you start them off with for the student that is asking me to break this down, break this song down for her. Whoever your lead is, make sure that you give her that note so she starts in the correct key. Two. Now you could go here or here. And give her that bass on the bottoms. Okay, now C7. That's a G7. D flat. D7. G minor. No, it's G7. Back to G minor. So I am in my head. I am calling out what chords I should be walking to, and then because I've played so many of these tones before, it comes down to where should it go, And if you go there and it don't sound right because of relative pitch, you know that you're close, but like you're in the ballpark but the wrong seat. So again. Could be I got so much to thank God for. Change the chord. Now I'm going out further than I normally should. When I should just be working on just the basic chords, but my mind is saying, "Hey, you could do this." Forgetting, of course. Again, this is one thing that happens when I'm playing music. I'm always trying something different when I'm in a different key. So I should stay with I've got so much to thank God for. Just give you these bass chords so that you know where your hands are going to rest. Rest here. Go to the. Now it says a sus4, but really you're in G. So you're going to resolve to a C7th. Now in that C7th, take it to this chord. Now the melody's up here, so you can be right down here. From a C minor, go to a D flat. From a D flat to a D7, drop that bass to a G. Back to where you started. Now you could be or here. Because I can hear so many different chord variations. If I were doing it as a solo, I may start it here. But that's something that I would do, which is why I stress always expand what you know and add to what you do know so that you're not limited to just playing what they say the number system chords. I always go outside of the number system. All right, so we've got that part, the opening part now. Now there's a run. Let me see. If you want to do that. Keep it basic. That should get you to it. So one more time, slow it down. This is after you've come out of them. Then there's that little interlude. If you want to go through all that trouble. Trying to make it simple. Keep it basic. Hey, Sub-Zero, how are you doing? For tonight's viewer request was requested by one of our viewers, one of our active viewers, to uh, give the lesson on the selection for every mountain, but in the key of E flat. So I am transposing and showing you how I go about transposing the song from F into E flat using relative pitch, which is my ability to hear the chords and the notes without really practicing it. This is the first time I'm ever playing it in this key, so I am going through the same movements I would do in the key of F, but I'm doing it in the key of oh yeah, thank you, doing it in the key of E flat. So we've given the opening already for the opening lead. Now we're giving the little interlude that takes you into That's Why I Praise You. So gotta have that full chord, otherwise I don't hear it correctly. Let's bring this down here. Okay, that note, that chord I have to hear. So fours. There we go. Okay, gotta get the chords right. How are you doing? Welcome. There it is. There's that chord. Okay, so we're now at the That's Why. But I can't pronounce your name. Let me see if I can. No, I don't even want to mess your name up. Mafalatona Tone. Thanks for coming in. Let us know where you're from. I say I'm always excited when I get viewerships from around the world. So, breaking it down, that's why I praise you. Very basic. That's why I praise you. That's why I praise you. And I worked on this chord. praise you. Change. That's why I praise you. And for this I give you praise. Go back again. I'm trying to not to offend any copyrights. One more time. All right, let me take a pause here. Take a pause here so I can recognize people that are here. As you can see, I'm getting caught up in the music now because I'm in a different key. I've never done this song in the key of E flat. So I've given our requester the verse part, the opening solo part, and the chords that are relative in the key of E flat, not the real big, as they say, big band sound chords. Each time I'm playing it, I'm looking to see how many chords can I not use so that it sounds as generic as possible, and then you can begin to add those chords and those notes that are missing to give it a much fuller sound. In my days as a church musician, when I was given a song to learn that was brand new to me, the very first things I learned was the choir parts, because I had discovered, I shouldn't have to wear this because I'm not playing the piano. I had discovered that if I learned the choir parts, I've got 60 to 75% of the song learned, because the choir parts follow an actual pattern. Hey, Louie, how you doing? I've been good. If you've been keeping up with me, I've got 45 videos in the month of October already out there. And this will make 46, this live. Yeah, we are breaking down viewer request songs, and the one that was requested, the last viewer request song that came in today, was if I could make the song For Every Mountain, but in the key of E flat. So I took a break to stop, to give a pause there so that the YouTube algorithms don't match up what I was doing and give me a notification. When we had our last live and I was playing in the background one of the songs I was doing a viewer request, I got my YouTube notice. This song has a copyright on it. What do you want us to do? Do you want to share your monetization, or do you want us to remove the music? I said, of course, remove the music. And they removed it, and here we go. What is the best way to learn music by ear? Any suggestions? Number one, practice your major scales and your harmonic minor scales in every key. That is where you're going to find the melody of any song and the chords of any song. They're found in those two sets of keys. Now, I've been doing a series on is it gospel or is it jazz, showing how a lot of jazz overtones and jazz patterns have been morphed into particular songs to sort of sweeten them up. But when you're learning a song like this, For Every Mountain, you're going to hear traditional anthem style and jazz and classical intermixed in the entire song, because that's how the music, I guess the composer, whoever was the producer was, who they brought in to play this song, that's how they morphed it together. My job in learning it is to omit as much as everybody else's taste in the song and just hear the basics. Where's the melody going, and what chord supports that melody? So always for me, the best way to learn any music is to make it as simple as possible. If there is a fantastic opening intro, leave that alone. Get into the song to where there's actual vocals being sang and listen to what the piano is doing. If there's a piano, the piano is always the most purest instrument, or I should say, they're not the ones that are going crazy. If you listen to a lot of today's CCM songs, you hear an actual guitar playing in the background. That is the purest sound you can get. He's not going off the wall. He is following the what I call the actual meat of the song. They're following wherever the melody is going. In gospel songs, sometimes when you've got 4 or 5 keyboard players, everybody's doing their own thing. And to try to listen to it and say, well, I want to do this, you hear another lick, well, I want to do that. You hear another lick, I want to do that. In this song, I'm breaking it down, first of all, to the chords that I'm familiar with. And the fact that I'm in an actual different key, I mean, I got to hear them more plainer. And if you saw the first part of the video, you hear me playing the wrong chords because I'm trying to hear it, if though I'm in the key of F. But now that I'm in E flat, I'm getting more comfortable. Once I hear, okay, that's the tone I want. Take off another note. Okay, that's the tone I want. Where's it going to lead to? So this gives me my chance. I can now go back and change my scene. So I think I've beat the YouTube algorithm right now. Let's go back in. So we've got to the point where, and for this we give you praise. Now this chord is a jazz chord, but it's going to take you to, it's like doing a G7th, but that sound that allows you now to go to that higher. That's why, excuse me, nose itching. The higher. That's why I praise you. Same chords. There it is. So now, what have I done right there? A complete movement from here. Now I'm up here, which is just a inversion. That's where your vocals are. Okay, so now got lost there. There. And then it gets into another musical interlude there. So when you've come out of just hold that one chord and go right to the minor and just change the chords. You don't need to follow the choir. That's a staple part of the song. If you get lost on any of the chords or any of the patterns, as long as you wind up there. So if you're, it's going to go to and this is the cycle of fourths where you see, bum, 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 bum. This song uses the cycle of fourths. 4, 4. Now it comes out of it, but really 4, 4, 4. Back to the 4. I think I did do a series on the cycle of fourths and how I practice them. So when I learned this song, it was just a matter of, gee, what do I practice? I practice that. So if I ever hear a song using the cycle of fourths, my ears will say, oh, that's what they're doing. They're going to here, they're going to B, they're going to D, F, no, A, D, G, C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, F, B, E, A, D, G. My ears will already know that this is the pattern that I've practiced before, and this is how it's being used in this particular song. So we're at here. Now we're going to change. And we're back in the 4. One key change put us back in the same cycle or circle of fourths. I say cycle, it's really circle. Just revolving chords, depending upon what key you stop in, going to the next note in that same cycle. So we're out. Come out of that cycle. Now we're back in it again. Now, I'm going to give you an easy way to do this. So if you had this reach, I had to hear the change in my head. That's going to be hard. If you're not used to doing classical, then just so they're in the harmonic minor scale. Right. The harmonic minor scale. That's where they are. Which is why I say practice the harmonic minor scale, because if someone plays a song in it, you will hear. bring it to a close. Now, for every mountain, as I say, let me just stop here so that I can fool the YouTube algorithm. Who do we have that joined us? Okay, not sure who else is here. We have 4 watchings. So I've broken down, as I say, this is not an easy song to play if you don't have a mind for the theory of how certain modes of a song. By modes, meaning is it a major mode? Is it a minor mode? Is it in an augmented mode? Or can I play Spain by Chick Corea? Hey, Marky. No, I'm not. I'm 100% gospel. If I had to learn Spain by Chick Corea, I would have to probably spend a month understanding what he's doing with it and hearing someone else teach it, because I'm not a disciple of the Chick Corea sound. Name out some of the gospel music artists over the past 40 years, and I will be a disciple of Andre Crouch, a disciple of Kirk Franklin, a disciple of Timothy Wright, a disciple of Hez Walker Sound, a disciple of Butch Hayward from the Brooklyn Sound, a disciple of Kurt Carr, a disciple of Keith Pringle. All these artists in the gospel world who I've learned their music, I am disciples of them. So sorry, I probably, if I wanted to do a lesson on Spain, again, I would have to really immerse myself in his style so that I can hear the patterns that how he would approach his song. Let me go back to where we were, because I think I've just confused the YouTube algorithm. They shouldn't come after me now. So we've now gotten to the for every mountain you brought me over. Now it's in a different key because it was requested to be put in E flat. Let me stop right there. So it's going to be in that classical sound. Transition. I don't know Kirk Franklin's love theory, but I could, after I do this lesson, pull it up on YouTube and listen to it, and then tear it apart. All right, looks like I just lost one of my lights. Oh, there it is. Again. Transition. I've got one of my lights starting to go out on me. Let me do a little housekeeping over here and see why. There we go. I know I charged all the batteries. So we're still in that same cycle. Now we're gonna go to a G, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Coming out of it, what the 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's our chord that changes. So patterns. Let me just change my view here. Patterns are the staple of the gospel songs. To keep musicians in lock, you put them into a pattern. You put a choir into a pattern. And once you come out of that pattern, you never go back. In this song, each part of it, you don't go back to the chords of the lead, but some of the chords are there. You don't go back to the chords for the first opening for the choir, but some of the chords are still there. But each time we go into a different mode of the song, there's still a pattern there, but one note may change. When we went from that's a new chord. All right, so I think hopefully I have confused the YouTube monitors. So to the next, what we call inversion. Same pattern. No, not for every mountain. That's why I said I lost the pattern right there. I went back to the previous pattern. For every mountain, something over every trial. Had to get the lyrics back in my head because the pattern changed. No, for every mountain. Go back in pattern. So, thanks for explaining patterns. That's a great way to look at everything when playing gospel. Yeah, gospel music. Yes, everyone, please communicate with. You can communicate whatever you find here in the room. I'm trying to form an actual community because we never know what part of the world each one is coming from. So that pattern now for every mountain. The choir is going to stay in that pattern. They're going to invert the song, but the music has to now support that pattern. You can see my bass notes are in conjunction of where the chords are going. Miss one note in the bass and you throw the whole chord off. So those chords. Now the key change, which is going to take it to D major. No, to E major. I know this change. Now, this is where I have to work out the key changes. I know it from F, but I never did this song in E flat. There we go. The two. So we're in E major with this. I gave you pain. So go back. I'm gonna go up half a step to an A flat seventh to put us into okay, so now I gotta find that chord change again using relative pitch. Nope. There it is. There's a change. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Doing the 4s. And now the last change. Now we're back into there it is. And now we're in the key of F, which is where the original song is. written in. So we've come out of with an email. G major or G flat. And your change chord is well this and there's your change chord. And a major. All right, so I think that gives our, I believe that gives our requester the entire song broken up. As I said, I had to break it up so that I don't offend the YouTube algorithms. They don't like to hear a song played all the way through. They say we have fair use, which means we can make it an educational use, which is what what I've done with all the time that I've taken. Let me just respond to some questions that are here. Thanks for explaining patterns. That's a great way to look at things when playing gospel. Yeah, any song, in fact, every song that you've seen me play that I've learned over the years, I know the pattern. Which one is that, Marky? I forgot your request about Kirk Franklin's Love Theory. I've never heard it. Let me pull it up on my YouTube page and just to hear. Let me see, Love Theory. Kirk Franklin Love Theory. Let's shut off my speaker so it's not played. Which one should I take? The official music video? Let's do, I always look to find the most basic one first. We'll take this one. Okay, I'm just pulling up Love Theory now. I can play it, but I can't let it be heard. So I'm going to mute down my mic so that I can play it and hear what it sounds like. So let's mute me down so I can listen. So I can listen to it. Okay, so I've never heard it before, but just listening to what's there already. Can you play Special Gift by Walter Hawkins? Yes, I am familiar with that. Let me cover this Love Theory by Marky's request. So that's what I picked up so far from listening to the opening. As I say, I have excellent ears and patterns that I've heard in the past. It's not an issue once I hear it again. So let's see. Let me mute my mic again so I can hear more of it. So let's see if I got that part right. All right, so yeah, I've got again 80% of the chords he's doing because he's done these chords in the past. I won't say I'm call myself an actual disciple of Kirk Franklin. Let me change this page. A disciple of Kirk Franklin music, but I began playing his music when he first came out from his first album. He has patterns also. And when you learn the patterns, just like Richard Smallwood has patterns, Chordy app breaks it down, but he's in. Let me see. In G flat, he's using a G flat bass and a B minor chord. And then he changed. It's a urban sound. It's not jazz. It's not classical, but it is an urban sound, like a pop sound. Piano dominant, which is why I can jump into so quick. Chords, if you're staying around here, again, I'm not giving you all the chords. I'm giving you the ones that jump. As I say, I separate the music. Let me find the most dominant sound and eliminate all the other stuff having in the background. No, the bass player is going nuts, but I can mimic part of what the bass player is doing. Ba, ba, ba. So the chords are right here. If you want to stack them out, these are his chords. And it resolves. He's right here. That may not be exactly the chords he's doing, but as I say, I try for 80%. And then if I really tear apart a song, I'll go to 100% if I'm learning it for a choir so that it'll sound. But that's as close with using the Chordy app as I could come to where his chords are. Again, there's a lot happening in there musically. Let me see what else there is so that I can finish this off. Again, it's not a hard. Okay, so in listening to the rest of the song, pattern. So that's pop culture song. Find the pattern, which there is one there. Find the pattern, find the chords within the. They're in the scales. That's how I was able to find the chords so quickly because they are every note in the scale minus the ones that are being played. And you cannot not learn a song if you know how many notes are in the scale of the song. That's the scale. Which notes are they not using? They're not using those notes. Which notes are they using? Those are the notes they're using. But now there's a rhythm in those notes. Uh-oh, there's a change. Where'd that note come from? When they add a new note that you haven't heard before, you can omit the other notes and find the note that you don't normally hear. That means he's changing or turnaround. But if you've played these turnarounds, as many of I had in the past, the minute I heard that change, I'm like, oh, he's just going, he's coming out of, he wants to come out and go back into that chord. I guess you could call it that chord. Let's change my scene. You could call it that. You could call it this chord. Could call it that chord, and you could call it that chord. But because he's not doing anything, majestic with those chords, he's right there in that same spot, just jumping around. As I say, pop culture song. It is not hard to break down. Let's see. There was another one. Oh, Special Gift. We're still in D flat. Haven't played that in a minute. Heaven sent me every wonderful supernatural pressure. Very wonderful supernatural. Another song with a pattern. Special Gift has a pattern, and the Hawkins, when they put that song again, I learned all these songs when they were cutting edge back in the day, and I had to sound like the album. So whatever slight change was played by the piano, because that's the instrument that I use when I learn these songs. Not the organ, but though I wasn't an organist, but I learned the piano version first, because I always found the piano is the most purest way to learn a song, because it makes you keep striking the note until you hit the right one. I tried my best to learn it exactly like the album. Louis, how did that sound? Was I on point with how the song starts and the different chord changes? Again, I have not played that song. Do you know the blood will never lose its power? Sub-Zero, I've got so many versions of that song here on this channel, but I have no problem going over it because again, this is viewer request night. Everybody plays it differently. I've learned my version of it because I tried to make the song actually speak when it's being played. I do it in the key of A flat, which I think is where everyone goes. Let's just come to my scene. Now, I find that a lot of musicians struggle through the beginning part of the song because it starts slow. They don't go here. Walk it up. diminished. Walk it up. Take it down. Here's my change. Back. It reaches. It's now for my in my last assignment, we learned this song in a Methodist church. They had sung it before in the past, but they never really sung it in that style. So I began to, and they wanted to sing it almost every Sunday. So I said, no, we can't sing this song every Sunday, but we'll try to get it in on every first Sunday, which was communion. So of course the entire church would sing it. So I added a vamp on the end. It will never lose. It will never lose, and would put some chord changes in it. Basically, the bass note. It will never lose. It will never. It will never lose. It's an N high power. But that's what musicians are allowed to do. We're allowed to take a song that is a standard and every now and then sprinkle in a little something what we like to add, just to add a little different flavor to it. Make sure I did not leave anybody out. Let me just see if there were any other requests that came in while I was live, because sometimes I'll get requests from different locations, rather say from different songs. So let me just check and make sure I caught them all. Thank you all for coming in and spending some time with me. Let's look and see if there are any other viewer requests. I think I got... Just looking to see what I got, what I haven't gotten to. I think I got them all. Just reading down all the comments. did that one already. I did that one already. So I think I'm caught up. Yep, did that one already. Okay, yes. I am caught up on all of the viewer requests that have come by way of the videos which I currently have. Of course, for those who are watching now, sorry for those who did not know I went live. I'm going to see if I can set up a viewer request um, live session on Friday evenings. Eastern Standard Time would be I want to say between 6:30 and 7 o'clock, just so I can field as many requests as I possibly can, so that the hour is not just do an hour. One more, pass me not. Well, I'll tell you what, I will let this viewer request stream end on Pass Me Not, but let me thank those who were here, who come in to spend some time with me. Sister Yvette, Sub-Zero, I can't pronounce this name, I'm going to say Lydia, Malfatone, Louis Bentley, of course, Marky. Oh, our requester for Every Mountain. How did I miss you? I kept looking at my iPad to make sure I didn't miss anyone. We covered your selection, young lady, for Every Mountain in the key of E flat. You're going to have to see the beginning of the stream. I had to take time and break it down so that YouTube algorithm does not hear me playing it in the background. But I covered the entire song and the key changes. You will be comfortable once you've learned what I had put there for you. You can play it for your choir in the church that you own, that you play for. Sub-Zero, of course. Louis Bentley, I think I got you. Pass Me Not, O Gentle Savior was the request. Usually do it in G, but let me... Not that I'm afraid of the key of G, but I always like to move chords around in a song. I'll go to F. Haven't been in F tonight. Now, Pass Me Not, O Gentle Savior is a standard hymn. I'm still waiting on the basketball video you mentioned. You made 5 shots in a row. That basketball video is on my Facebook page. I didn't put it on my YouTube page. It is on my Facebook page. Let me... And I didn't make 5 shots in a row. I actually made 4 shots in a row and then missed 2 and then made the 5th one. Let me pull it. I think it's on my... What did I save it to? It should still be on my iPhone. That's what I use. I will post it. And so you can see that at 66 years old, I still have a jumper. The Knicks won't call me. They need help, but perhaps they don't like old guys that supported the team back when they had Willis Reed and Earl the Pearl and Clyde Frazier and DeBusschere and Bradley. They won't call me in. But key of F, Pass Me Not, O Gentle Savior, and let's do it in a classical ballad style. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know you're doing that. Pass Me Not, O Gentle Savior, in the key of F. I'm hearing a song in my head. To formulate the chords. Let's see what I got. Thank you all for spending some time with me. This has been our Viewer Request Live Sound of Joy Music Services. I am Sam Tolpert, your host, and look forward to seeing you perhaps next week. Please like, share, and subscribe this channel with everyone you know. I'm all about helping the musicians become the best they can be. Be blessed. Take care.